One thing that I hold near and dear to my heart, people that talk to me, is I love being dad. I love being dad. I love having kids. I love my children more than a lot of things in life. But one thing I've really processed in my life is I've had a lot of coaches, I've had a lot of mentors. I've only had one dad, I've only had one mom. And what I tell parents all the time is let me be the bad guy, let me be coach. If you're one of these parents that do want to be a player coach, just realize that you're putting on a hat that's really hard to take off. I mean, your son may not, or your daughter may not recognize that, hey, I'm just being coached, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. They may just see it as my dad's screaming, my mom is screaming at me again. So one thing here at the HSA that I want to really drive home of the dangers of just having a parent coach, someone that's always riding you, signs to look out for. If your player's always upset, slamming, really irritated at games, just little mistakes. A lot of times, if I dig and that player's really upset, sometimes there's a lot of things going on at home that we may not necessarily be able to hit on or touch on. And that's not saying it's a bad home, but there's some times where if I make a turnover, I know I'm going to get dogged on that for the rest of the ride home. Parents get in the car and say, "Oh, well, these are 15 things I saw that you could have done. Why did you not shoot that shot? Yeah, you had the game winning shot in your hand, but you passed it off to the better shooter. You need to take that shot next time." There was a time, playing football, I was told, hey, run 15 yards, turn around, catch the ball. I ran 5, turned around, and the quarterback threw it over my head. Got in the car, and my parents were like, man, that quarterback doesn't really know how to throw the ball. And you're like, the quarterback did the right thing. I did the wrong thing. And a lot of times we get in the car and we just kind of agree with our parents and say, oh, yeah, you're right. And then the parents walk around thinking, oh, well, that coach doesn't know what to coach. But players aren't really going to stick up for themselves and stick up for the coach and say, hey, no, the coach is doing everything right. I'm the one that messed up. I'm the one that needs to be held accountable for this. For me as a parent, I ask 3 questions to my kids. Did you have fun? Did you work as hard as you can? Did you listen to the coach? And if those 3 boxes are checked, anything past that conversation is something that we can have with each other. Something that I don't want to do is I don't ever want to talk through a drill. I don't believe in walking and talking and saying, hey, this is what you do. The best way to learn for a basketball player is physically get out there and do it. So if it's a defensive rotation, don't talk about the defensive rotation. Get outside and walk through the defensive rotation. So don't talk about it, walk through it. Let the players experience, let the players feel what they're supposed to be doing. I know we have different concepts for our closeouts on our team stuff, and for us, it's me just talking about getting this foot up, getting that foot up, leveling out isn't going to make a difference. You have to get out there and feel your foot up. You have to feel what leveling out means and actually feel the concept. So I know a lot of players and parents get obsessed with, hey, let's talk about it, let's talk about it, let's talk about it. Did you try as hard as you could? Did you listen to the coach? Did you have fun? Those are the big things, the big 3 things you need to work out. Everything after that, put your dad hat back on, put your mom hat back on, go back and be a parent, and just go back to being a parent. Let your son be a son, let your daughter be a daughter.